Today is March 3rd, 2014. I'm Steven Santana with Illustrious Magic, and we got a lot of news to get through this week, and I'm going nowhere fast. Speaking to a multitude of sites, Hideo Kojima talked about Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, as well as The Phantom Pain. In it, he talked about how he would like to see a port of a Metal Gear Solid game to the PC, as it is the original console that he produced games for. Also talking about the length of Ground Zeroes, he talked about how The Phantom Pain will be 200 times larger, although that number probably just came out of his head from nowhere, really. Also talking about it, he talked about how originally he wanted Ground Zeroes and The Phantom Pain to be released alongside each other instead of separated like it is right now. However, The Phantom Pain was taking too much time and it cost too much to make it that they decided it wouldn't be able to meet the expectation of it being released alongside the PlayStation 4 in Japan, so they decided to push it off and only release Ground Zeroes to give people a taste of what was coming. Ground Zeroes is set to release March 25th, 2014, and you can find a review for it here very soon after its release. Respawn Entertainment confirmed that Titanfall will indeed have a Season Pass. It will cost $25 and come with 3 DLC offerings. Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is coming to Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and the Wii U. This version is basically an updated PC version of the Gold Edition that came out last year. Guacamelee itself is a very good Metroidvania game that came out on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation Vita early last year. This will also include never-before-seen levels and boss fights, which makes me want to play it even more. PixelJunk Shooters, the 2 games that came out for PlayStation 3 a while ago, will be bundled together and be re-released for PlayStation 4 and the Vita, with new gameplay twinks as well as graphic updates. Amy Hennig has left Naughty Dog. She was supposedly forced out by Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, which were the original reports. However, since then, co-presidents of Naughty Dog have come out on their site to say that that is not true at all. Amy Hennig was the creative director and writer for the Uncharted series and was currently working on Uncharted for the PlayStation 4. Sony, in an official statement, only confirmed that she had indeed left Naughty Dog and appreciated her contributions to video games as a whole. In their post, the Naughty Dog co-presidents also talked about how they appreciated her contributions, though did not refer to what happened and why she left, or if she was indeed fired, or left of her own free will. Sony's Scott Rode also had something to say. Speaking to IGN, he stated thus: "Amy's one of my favorite people. I love Amy. How could you not love Amy, right? She was an amazing contributor to Naughty Dog and PlayStation. I'm always going to have the deepest admiration for her. But things change, and sometimes change involves very high-profile individuals. That's all that's happened here. There's nothing else. There's no more to dig at." Batman Arkham Knight was announced, and it is the finale to the Arkham series. Following a leak at VideoGamer.com, who reported a listing for Batman Arkham Knight, which also included the box art and platforms for a release, Game Informer went live with their cover story revealing Arkham Knight, and also Rocksteady themselves released a trailer that you can see here. The game takes place a year after the events of Arkham City, with Harley Quinn, the Penguin, Two-Face, and the Riddler all teaming up to take down Batman. The game will also feature a drivable Batmobile, which is a mix of Nolan's tanks and the classic Batmobiles featured throughout the comics. In another update, the game has been confirmed to have single-player only with no multiplayer options, unlike its predecessor, Batman Arkham Origins. Kevin Conroy returns as the voice of the Batman, and the game will also feature an original villain created by Rocksteady called the Arkham Knight. He is described as a militarized version of Batman. The PlayStation Store got updated, and the only important parts were that Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition came out for the PlayStation 4, South Park: The Stick of Truth came out for the PlayStation 3, and HBO Go finally came to the PlayStation 3. Murdered Soul Suspect will be coming out June 3rd, 2014 on all of its major platforms. This is a dark detective thriller with a supernatural twist, as described by Square Enix. The mystery is you are solving your own murder from the afterlife. You play as Ronan O'Connor, a Salem police detective with a checkered past, whose life is brought to an untimely end by a brutal killer. Trapped in a limbo world called Dusk, he is unable to find peace until he can bring his killer to justice. I'm just saying, if it sounds enough like L.A. Noire and plays enough like it, I'm in. The PlayStation 4 has surpassed 6 million copies sold. The Spring Fever 2014 PlayStation sale has been revealed. It includes Astronauts Assemble, Fez, various Grand Theft Auto games, and Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Episode 1. It has been confirmed also that Fez will be coming to PlayStation platforms on March 25th, 2014. It will be out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and the Vita. John Harden, a PR manager for Atlas, commented in a PlayStation blog post about Persona 5, speaking out about Demon's Souls 2, saying it is 100% not happening. Grounded, the making of The Last of Us, is now available to stream for anyone on YouTube for free. It was previously only available on Amazon Prime, as well as a part of the Season Pass for The Last of Us. This is coming from Area 5, the same guys who have recently kickstarted Outlands, basically a cultural documentary about gaming in general. In the same blog post, Naughty Dog also stated that there will be another DLC pack for The Last of Us, which will also include a single-player difficulty. Metal Gear Online, which originally was bundled with Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots, was shut down June of 2012, but will be returning with the Phantom Pain. Watch Dogs is coming out May 27th, 2014. This is after it was delayed in October of 2013 because it was originally supposed to come out alongside the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. There's also been many rumors about how the graphics have taken a very sharp nosedive since its premiere. The Last of Us is getting a movie. Now this is being handled by Screen Gems, the same guys who did the Resident Evil franchise, which is very worrying. However, the producers who are throwing all the money at it include Sam Raimi, who's also a little bit worrying because he's only done the Spider-Man movies and some other small stuff. But it also includes the co-presidents of Naughty Dog, as well as Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley. Neil Druckmann is also writing the screenplay for it, and he's the one who wrote The Last of Us, the game, which means that it's probably in the best hands possible. The PlayStation 3 box art is changing. Since this is more about pictures than words, I'll just show you that this is the original PlayStation 3 box art. Then you have the newer, slimmer version box art. Then you have the greatest hits box art. And now you have the very new PlayStation 3 box art that's blue to compare it to the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 4 box art instead. And so there you go. PlayStation Now has prices rumored. There was an image that showed up on Gaikai, which is the people who are going to be basically making sure that PlayStation Now works. There was an image on their site that showed Uncharted 3 that had this little blue triangle, basically like a play button, and next to it had the price $4.99. And then it also had that same thing next to Far Cry 3, and that one said $5.99. And so rumors are being fueled that this means that it will cost that much to stream this game. Although there's no word on how long you can stream it or rent it, and if there will be an overarching price that you can pay to have access to everything for an unlimited amount of time. Our last two stories are related to IGN's Up at Noon, which is a weekly series done by Greg Miller and Brian Altano. In it, Costume Quest 2 was confirmed. Tim Schafer came on and talked about how it will hopefully be released on all of the consoles that you would expect it, and also that its release date would probably be very close to Halloween. Also, Steve Gaynor from Fulbright Games came on and talked about how Gone Home will be coming to consoles this year. He didn't say what consoles or when specifically, and the only quotes that we can really use are consoles 2014. So there's that. I know I'm a little late on this one, but that's all the news for March 3rd, 2014, and hopefully I'll have a new one on Saturday for you to watch. If you like this video, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.